So I don't know if you remember this, why I got you this book. I got this book as a gift because I knew a guy from...
You knew a guy?
Yes, I know a lot of guys. I knew a guy that came from the town that we live in and became like a really big artist. And obviously, if you know us personally, you might know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into that.
Sure.
But he posted on social media one day that I don't know if it was his therapist or somebody told him to read this book. And he read this book. And after reading this book was the first time he ever got like a really big paying painting artist. Yep. What do you call it? Commission.
Yeah.
And I just remember like him writing like a really long post about, being an artist is like a really difficult perspective space to be in. And so I just remember like, I was like, I'm just going to get it for Evan. And then it sat and it sat and it sat and it sat and it sat. And so I was like, maybe I'm going to read it first. Cause I was taking a break from like the self-help space and trying to read for like fun. And then I just read it in 1.5 days, and then you finally got to finishing it. So I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, it was a good book. It's called Shift Happens by Robert Holden. And it was...
How to Live an Inspired Life Starting Right Now.
Boom. Yeah, it was very much it's very much like a mindset book on how we handle life as it happens to us. At least that's what I got out of it.
Well, yeah, and it's also saying that it doesn't happen to us. Like we said in the beginning, it happens for us.
Right, and I think reshifting that perspective.
Yeah, I think a lot of the book is I don't want to say a slap in the face, but it really is like
a check.
It is. Yeah. It is like a check engine light. Each chapter is a different perspective that we tend to carry, and how we need to shift it, and in doing so, what types of life changes can happen, from those little shifts. And they're tiny, tiny little things. You don't realize how often your perspective is off.
Yeah. I mean, it's here in the kind of the breakdown that we have of the book, it talks about how shifting your mindset can change your reality. I mean, I think when we say that, it kind of sounds like obvious, right?
But when you have these like deep beliefs that lead to these deep perspectives, you don't even realize that your perspective is what's holding you back. I can say that for a literal fact for me. Like I really struggle in this space. It's always me struggling more than you.
Well, no, I mean, I also too, so
our perspectives are different that need shifting.
I will say this. I will say that I don't know when the change happened for me, but I don't say a long time ago, but like my early 20s, I was kind of like a pessimist. Like I always thought I always tried to poke holes in the boat. Like where's the fault? Where's this or where's that? But I don't know where or exactly when that like overall shift happened for me. But I started just looking at things like,
I think
kind of benefit of the doubt and kind of, which some people can look at that like that's kind of naive or whatever, but
I think I know where your shift happened. I think it really started, actually I think our shifts both started happening after I finished my first round of life coaching, with Samantha. And I think it's really funny that you mentioned that, which brought me to this thought, because inside of the book, my note to you is exactly what she used to always tell me, which was imperfect action is action forward.
Yeah.
We tend to think that we have to make the perfect step to move forward. Sure. It has to be perfect. The website has to be perfect. The content has to be perfect. Yeah. The decision has to be perfect before we can make the step forward. But actually just taking that step forward is action.
Yeah, we say at Master Filmmaker, 80% done by somebody else is better than 100% done by me.
Right.
So like it's kind of understanding like the 80-20 rule of like can't be perfect, it never will be.
And you're holding yourself back by thinking that but you're not even holding yourself back just by waiting to be perfect. You're actually holding yourself back by thinking that you can even be perfect. Sure. Like that perspective that it has to be perfect for somebody to like it, or you have to be perfect for someone to like you, is often, especially in the content creation space world, wouldn't you say? Like it definitely holds you back.